Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Full Court Press. I am your host, Drew Duncan. Do not forget that Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram is all at Drew Duncan83. Additionally, you can find me on YouTube. Simply look for Drew Duncan. The Full Court Press is on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram as well. And as always, you can find us wherever you listen to podcasts. Simply tell your device to play the Full Court Press by Drew Duncan. North Carolina and Wake Forest ends in controversy, to say the least. North Carolina came in the last two football games skating by the skin of their teeth. Wake Forest came in as a so-so opponent. Regardless of that, for me, it's a game of football. And the idea is to give your all, to leave everything out on that field. And Mack Brown's North Carolina Tar Heels, that's still kind of odd to say, by the way, but Mack Brown's North Carolina Tar Heels were on the comeback once again. Down big in this football game, they were able to come back. The score was 24-18 with not a lot of time left. And let me kind of take you through a series of events here. First of all, I want to be clear before I get into this, that the reason why you play the game is to win. When you play the game to win, you play to not leave it in the hands of officials and referees who are capable of making mistakes. So if you want to win the football game, you play the first three quarters the way you do the fourth quarter, which is something that North Carolina has been struggling with already this season. They've come back to win those football games. Regardless, when you live like that, you die like that, right? Live by the sword, die by the sword. So they're living on edge constantly. They're teetering the line of they may fall off of that cliff, and tonight it caught up to them. Having said that, the series of events, North Carolina gets the football back. Not a lot of time left. They're moving the football a little bit. And third down, a pass gets deflected from Sam Howell, North Carolina's quarterback. He actually catches it in midair. He runs. He gets short of the fourth down, which I can't believe they didn't stop to measure there. So that's mistake number one by the refs to me. And I think that's what North Carolina was waiting on. I think they thought either we've got the first down or the refs are going to stop to at least measure this. They didn't. Time was running down. They ran the football, okay? Running back does not get out of bounds. I repeat, does not just run for the out-of-bounds line, but his left foot ends up out of bounds with a referee right on top of it. He's literally right there on top of the action happening. Instead of looking down to see if he's going to go out of bounds, he's looking up. For whatever reason, I'm not sure. I'm not the official in this situation. I don't know where their eyes are. And then what happens after that is Mack Brown starts holding up the whole sideline. No, there's 1 second left. There's 1 second left. Because obviously the scorekeeper ran the clock down to 0, and the officials literally ran. They ran out of Wake Forest Stadium, which to me is insane to think about. In this day and age, when we focus so consistently on replay and getting it right, and then, of course, the only explanation that we get is if the official doesn't signal that the play is dead, then the clock would continue to run. One way or another, the running back is giving himself up at that point. So that's number one. And he did that really with about 3 seconds left. Then he steps out of bounds with 1 second left. So regardless, there's a first down, a give up, and you're out of bounds. There should have been one more play. Now, do we know if North Carolina would have scored on that one extra play? I don't know, but we know that Sam Howell's got the arm strength to get it there. That's for sure. And what I can't believe the most is how there was no review at the end of that game. Now, if there was a rule that's out there that somehow bypasses that, it should be stopped, because those officials, somebody should be there in their ear, because they have those earpieces to say, you guys aren't going anywhere. You're not going anywhere. You're going to have to hold off until we sort this thing out. Finally, after a couple of moments go by, North Carolina concedes defeat. And why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't they concede defeat at that point? It is absolutely shocking to me that a review didn't happen. And I think that the NCAA, there's going to have to be an investigation into this. They're going to have to look at it because there's no reason for something like that to happen and then see officials just go running off of the field, darting out of there almost like, because to be honest, that's going to a lot of people, that is going to look exceptionally suspicious. It is an ACC officiating crew, if I remember correctly from what they said. So regardless of that, North Carolina does not win the football game, but this is going to have to be looked into. If there's a rule, then the rule is going to have to be changed. And I don't think it's going to be one of those deals to where, like the New Orleans Saints and LA Rams game, where they decide, all right, going into next season, we're going to go ahead and review pass interference and, we're going to, make some rule changes. It's going to have to be done now. Whatever it is, it needs to be done now. It needs to be done now. But I have an understanding, and I think we all have a general understanding, that under 2 minutes to go, whether it's collegiate level or pro level, it is going to be reviewed by an officiating crew sitting up in the booth who's going to stop this and say, no, we're going to take a look. To me, you could make the argument for 3 seconds left. Now, again, I want to be clear about some things. The running back in this situation does need a better understanding of situational football. You got the first down, balled out of bounds, right? But there was just so many mistakes leading into that. And look, again, you don't leave the hands or the game in the hands of the officials. You get it done yourself, and that's how you win football games. Unfortunately, they did have a chance to win at the end of that game, and as a result, the officials made 2 key mistakes. Again, should have stopped, I believe, to measure to see if they got the first down on that third down play or not. And then for me, the other thing is the running back gave himself up, definitely had 1 foot out of bounds with 1 second left, and they just bolted out of there, like it was a fire sale going on. Seriously. So I am going to be very interested to see how this shakes out. Guys, I am Drew Duncan, host of the Full Court Press. Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram is all at Drew Duncan 83. You can find me on YouTube. Simply look for Drew Duncan. The Full Court Press is on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram as well. We are wherever you listen to podcasts. Simply tell your device to play the Full Court Press by Drew Duncan. And as always, don't you dare touch that dial.